Shut up and kick. Can you believe that Harrison Butker is at it again? You would think, in light of his backlash after his controversial speech, commencement speech at Benedict College, you would think that Harrison Butker would have probably fallen back and chilled for a little bit. But no, that's not the case. Harrison was back at it, doubling down on his beliefs and added a little sauce to it this time to sweeten the meal. Listen, only 2 weeks removed from his controversial speech, Harrison Butker gave yet another speech for the Courage Under Fire Gala, a traditional Catholic institution in Nashville, Tennessee. And wait till you hear how it went down.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
You got knocked the fuck out!
What's happening? Just to bring you up to speed, the speech that Harrison Butker gave at Benedict College didn't just cover one controversial topic, but many. Harrison came at President Joe Biden, the COVID policies, the LGBTQ community, and abortion. But he didn't stop there. Butker took aim at the Catholic faith and women being homemakers. Yes, being homemakers. He went there. He doubled down on his strict Catholic faith and says that Catholic values are hated by many. Butker made his love for Jesus Christ very, very clear. But it didn't stop there, because you can only imagine this is very similar to the Colin Kaepernick situation where he took a stand against the Pledge of Allegiance. However, Butker's situation is being handled very, very differently from how Colin Kaepernick's situation was handled. Other people started chiming in because, as you can believe, he's a part of a national championship football team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Great notoriety. They won 2 Super Bowls in a row, 3 over the past 5 years. So best believe this is making waves everywhere in the media. So they gotta address it in some way, shape, or form. And some of the Kansas City Chiefs didn't hold their tongue when addressing it. You gonna hear exactly what Patrick Mahomes and Kelce has to say about Harrison Butker. Travis Kelce was the first one. He chimed in and offered some thoughts about Harrison Butker. Kelce made it quite clear. He doesn't agree with Butker's views, but that's not going to change how he feels about Harrison Butker. He's a teammate and a friend. And I can respect that, right? Again, quarterback Patrick Mahomes also offered some remarks. Now, Mahomes says Butker has good character. And I guess he's alluding to how he's known him outside of these controversial remarks that were made. He also says he and Butker may not agree on all issues, but he thinks Butker's a good guy. Now, to quote Patrick Mahomes, I've known Harrison for 7 years. I judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a good person. So basically, look, I'm holding him accountable for how I see him on a daily basis as my teammate on this team. Those speeches that he's made in public, those are outliers. Those are one-off incidents. So I'm not going to allow those outside incidents to ruin how I view him in totality. That's basically what Patrick Mahomes is saying, and he views Harrison Butker as a good man. He goes on. There's certain things that he said I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand the person he is. He's trying to do whatever he can to lead people in the right direction. Key word, lead and right. That's left in the eye of the beholder. Might not be the same values I have, but at the same time, I'm going to judge him by the character that he shows every single day. And that character is one of a great person and a great teammate. So I think that was great for Harrison Butker to get some support, especially from his teammates. But it wasn't all, lily in the valley. It wasn't all nice things being said. As you can imagine, he's taken some firm stances on some very controversial topics. And you already know, Big Red, yes, Andy Reid, Coach Andy Reid also chimed in about Harrison Butker's remarks. Now, Andy Reid, he said he doesn't personally believe Butker wasn't speaking ill of women. He personally believes he wasn't speaking ill of women, but he has his opinions and we respect that. Reid also mentioned he doesn't have the same thoughts as some of the reporters. He still allows them into the locker room, making a correlation. Basically, you don't got to agree with what he's saying, but he's still a valuable member of this football team. The same way I don't agree with everything that the reporters are saying, but they're still a member of the locker room and of the media coverage. Okay, now the team heiress of the Kansas City Chiefs, she also chimed in, saying she respects Butker's faith and all his accomplishments on and off the field. So again, she kept it very streamlined, basically in like just promoting her interests, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. She respects his behavior on and off the field. So she kept it football related, basically. Now the fans, as you can imagine, the public, they're in outrage about these remarks, and he continues to double down on them. So the fans and the public are only going to have more and more to say. Now, so fans have created two separate petitions online. One for good support of Butker, but one in total opposition of Butker. One of the petitions in support of Butker is asking for him to become a team captain. But on the other end, one of the other petitions that are in opposition of Butker and his comments are asking for him to be cut from the Kansas City Chiefs and eliminated from the NFL. So there are clearly mixed opinions by the public. In fact, a Kansas City Chiefs employee has been fired by Butker's speeches. Yes, not Butker. A Kansas City Chiefs employee lost his job as a result of Butker's speeches. This is crazy. According to reports, a member of the Kansas City Chiefs social media team has been fired, yes, terminated completely as a result of Harrison Butker's remarks. Mayor Lucas made it known that a social media staff has been terminated following some tasteless remarks posted on Twitter. It was following Harrison Butker's speech at Benedict College. And what the staffer tweeted was just a reminder that Harrison Butker lives in the city of Lee's Summit. Whoa! Making a very powerful correlation between Harrison Butker and Lee's Summit. So let me get this straight. No reprimand or consequences from the actual person who started all of this controversy, yet someone poking fun and jokes at it, remarking on it, gets all of the smoke. Makes a lot of sense, right? Probably not. Now, the staffer lost his job after removing the tweet and apologizing, mind you. So it's almost like they wanted to make an example out of someone. It's like somebody has to take some of the blunt of this controversy, or else it's going to look like nobody's doing anything. But we don't want to incriminate Butker because of the outcry, possible litigation coming behind it. So let's jump and gang on this employee that has no means and little means probably and no ability to attack us back. Come on now. You know, my heart goes out for the underdogs. This sounds like bullying to me. Now, in light of the staff deleting the post and following it up with an apology, saying he apologizes for the tweet, saying it was an error, he still got canned. So even the staff are trying to be accountable for his actions, for his jokes, didn't know they would make such a big spill, still lost his job. They justified the employee's termination, saying the tweet put Harrison's safety in jeopardy. Now, it's funny how no one stood up for Colin Kaepernick when his life was threatened on multiple occasions for just expressing some strong beliefs about the national anthem. The NFL was in uproar, right? But I guess this Harrison Butker situation is quite different. The other story, when I did Harrison Butker, Shut Up and Kick Part 1, they tried to denounce that this was because the comedian Monique said this is very similar to Colin Kaepernick's. And then one person said that's just like comparing apples to oranges. meaning that it was different. And I used his same example saying it is like comparing apples to oranges, but in a similar fashion in that they're both fruit, they just look different. They both have positive effects on your physical health. So in that notion, they are very, very similar. Mayor Lucas hopes to put all this behind them, as he stated. We all look forward to moving on, letting the Chiefs play and letting the city do what it's supposed to do and delivering basic services. So basically what Mayor Lucas is basically saying is like, look, nobody wants to touch this controversy, right? Nobody wants to go at Harrison Butker. So let's keep the main thing the main thing. Let's continue to do what we're supposed to do, offering services to the city. So basically, stay in your lane, right? Because it's very little traffic and absolutely no accidents. Listen, this is crazy. Like, it's amazing how the perception can be so different from situations that are so similar. Why is that? I mean, we can all speculate and different things like that, but something has to change. And you that's watching, I thank you so much, but allow this to be a lesson to you as well. You're not going to always be celebrated. You're not going to always be supported. You're not going to always be agreed upon. But if you strongly believe and you have strong convictions and more moral convictions about what you're doing, and you know you're supposed to be doing it, then keep doing it, right? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And you got to move with faith, believing that, right? For whom much is given, much is required. So again, thank you so much for watching. Never forget, you are important, you are necessary, and you are sufficient. So make sure you are your best self, because when you're your best self, everybody wins. But when you're not your best self, everybody loses, including you. Thank you so much for watching from the depths of my heart. Keep watching, because I'm going to keep it coming. You be great. And more importantly, be blessed.